Number 3, the challenge. Spies, Lies, and Allies, episode number 3. The episode opens with Nelly T's boot camp, or more like we should say Nelly T's booty camp.
Yeah. Woo.
God. In the daily challenge, the agents have to jump off a 30-foot cliff into the sea, dive down, get a cylinder, swim into a cave for another cylinder, swim back out, get dragged by a jet ski, and swim to the finish line. Cameraman turned challenger Huey was so afraid of the jump, he literally vomited and then actually kissed him on the lips.
Yeah, that was so gross.
To like encourage him.
Yeah.
And like pure bile came out of this kid's mouth.
Yep. And she's like, well, she's probably kissed worse.
That's true.
Honestly.
Tommy, who once nearly starved to death to win $1 million on the television show Survivor, lost his drawers and was so embarrassed that his ginger ninja was exposed that he lost consciousness, although it was later revealed that he sustained a concussion and was medically unfit to continue with the game. Ed and Tori win the challenge and become the new power couple, or whatever they're called. The house vote is Tatcha and Jeremiah. Tori and Ed throw in Berna, aka Bertha. Yeah, aka Bertha. And Coriel, except wait.
What?
Oh, a little Clayton Kershaw 10-6 curveball.
Woo!
12-6.
Knee buckler.
12-6.
12-6. It's probably more 10-6 though, realistically.
Semantics. Because Tommy was evacuated, the elimination becomes a women's elimination only, because apparently they shot their load on Ed being the backup guy. The elimination is a climbing challenge. And an actual sentence that was spoken in this episode was that Berna grew up in a circus and therefore had an advantage in this event. Until she gets hit in the face by a pole and starts bleeding to death.
Yes. 2 people bled a lot in this episode.
Yes, the elimination was literally painful to watch, but Berna's circus background won the day, and Nelly informed her that Daddy was waiting back in the house, which was absolutely repulsive.
It made me feel so gross. I was like, I literally took a shower 15 minutes before I watched this show, and then I was like, I have to take another one because it's so gross.
I was like,
yeah, it just gave me the heebie-jeebies.
They kept him on screen, like doing this
way too long. Too. Yeah, he was doing
way too long.
A lot of just get a room and just don't do that stuff. I don't know why they put that on. We could have just not had that.
Yeah, we didn't need that.
This was the funniest thing that I took away was the guy getting a concussion, because when he was swimming out of the water with his drawers off, you could see his eyes and he's concussed. I didn't think it, but you could see he looked really screwed up, and he wasn't even trying to cover his junk. And it's if you're not trying to cover your junk, and you're definitely something's wrong. Yeah. And then they showed him again, and you could just see that he was completely spaced out. And I'm like, well, he's definitely has a concussion. There's no way. And then they said that he did. So that was the funniest part. We covered the grossest part. That challenge was,
yeah,
right.
That was definitely the grossest part.
The women's challenge was actually kind of cool in the sense of it was strategy, but also physical, which is rare for something like that, in the sense that you had to keep climbing, and those things were not stable at all.
Right.
And the fact that we found out that Bertha grew up in a circus, I said something I said something along the lines of, you could literally tell me anything about these people at this point. It would not shock me. Berna growing up in a circus, I was like, that seems accurate. That sounds right for these people, because they're all when this is your career goals, and I know that people make good money and stuff like this, but it's so weird. And this episode was a culmination of this being one of the weirdest things you can watch, because like you said, you got puking, kissing on the lips. You got Huey just losing his mind about jumping off the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you expect you're going to do on this show? Which is, I say this every season, whether we were, doing the pod or not. It's do you think you're just going to swim in a swimming pool? I mean, every single challenge usually involves some sort of jumping, challenge at some point, some season, during the season. So it was just and then he did okay. That was also the thing. Like,
Yeah.
once he jumped in, he did fine. He did,
Right.
it was just so. Also, I don't know if I just haven't paid attention to that much, but when they announce TJ, he's called the handler.
Handler. Yeah, he's their handler
That-
now.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. So they even make it seem like they're just pets. They're just pets, and he's their handler. And this is literally what this show has turned into. Is, and also it's just watching this too. It's just
about it is like, I don't know. Like we say, like that's what this show's turned into. I don't know if that's for the good or the bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's probably for the good in the sense of like it makes us laugh because the show is not at all what it used to be.
No.
At all. When people pick Devin over CT, you kind of understand more what the show is and being excited about it. Like this is just every week I'm going to say this until something proves me wrong. It just seems like another cakewalk for CT. People literally forget he exists.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, yeah, he just wins this all the time. He's in better shape now.
Right.
And he looks great. He seems super clear.
Melissa said he looks 10 years younger than he did on last season, and he won last season easily.
Yep. So it's just like he's just going to cruise right along here. It's so funny. And I still don't think people know how to play this game either. That is also another funny thing.
I will say this, and this was a conversation that I was having with friend of the program, John Kish. He brought up a good point. And this is, well, actually, he brought up two good points, and I think they're both.
John did?
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, listen, a broken clock's right twice a day. But I think that they have. He brought up two good points that I think are two good discussion points especially for this episode as it kind of shook out. Number one, CT never won when he was in great shape. It wasn't until he was dad bod, like didn't give a shit anymore, that he started winning.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
But the other thing was back in the day when he was like in shape, etc., was when the game was a little bit different.
Right.
It wasn't, it's funny because like the game used to not be very physical. And then you'd have guys like Big Easy and, CT and some of these other, and you'd have kind of the really athletic guys dominate like Alton, et cetera. And then it got a little bit more strategic and the guys in the challengers started like working out more. There was a period of time where it was like, okay, these are going to be physically demanding challenges. Like if you remember the first season that Rogan was on, they had to run and he gassed out. He didn't make it through the first episode.
No.
And so there was that sort of where it was physical for a while, but now the daily challenges, this one wasn't bad, but the daily challenges are so janky anymore.
They're
like
so
last
weird.
week was you
one
and
of
I
the
could have
worst.
done that like easily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like throw a beanbag.
They really want it to be the conversational stuff now more than anything.
And
that's the longest part of the show.
It's
I
like
want the
you
challenges.
said. Here's what I want from this show is I want the daily challenges to be like physically violent.
Right. Yep.
I want there to be just ridiculous hookups.
Yep.
Like Anissa's sleeping with Corey. What?
Yeah.
And I want them to get just obliterated, hammered.
Yeah.
But
that's
the problem
all I
is
ever want.
the problem is though, is that now the challenges are technically dangerous because they're doing like, instead of just like wrestling in the sand, they're like hanging from helicopters and stuff. And so they can't show up drunk or they get fined.
Right.
Like that's in their contract. So it kind of takes like that element out of it.
I think everything should just be a hall brawl
or some variation.
Yeah, exactly. But just something where it's just like, boom, let's dig it.
I was even thinking,
nuts.
I thought about this during this daily challenge. I don't remember who CT was paired up against. It was one of the newer guys who it was against Tommy. And he got like concussed in that whole situation. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, there was a time, and we saw it last season, with the challenge where they had to like wrestle in the mud pit.
Yeah.
It was like, well, if CT wanted to, he could just drown this guy.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to see. Like, that's what we want to see. We don't want to see cornhole from a helicopter.
No.
The other good point that John brought
just
up.
make it the Winter Soldier stuff. All ground. Give me all ground stuff. Ground and pound.
Right. The other good
take
point
that however you want.
The other good point that John brought up was, and I agree with him 100% on this. I do not know, as he said, why Tori gets so much respect.
No, I have no idea.
She's phony. I used to like her, like in the first couple seasons she was on.
Yeah.
I actually really liked her. But in this one and the last one, she just comes across as being super fake.
Yeah.
And I just don't like, she beat Jenny in a hall brawl and she gets respect for that.
Right.
Literally which I understand.
Did nothing.
That's a good win, you know, because Jenny's built like a middle linebacker. So that's a good win, but that's not a resume.
Right. No,
you know
that's one day on the job.
Right.
Does a resume not make? You know, it's just insane. So yeah, I don't understand her. The thing though is I can't understand why they wouldn't get rid of the rookies. If I was doing something that I would, let's say, good at, experience at, I want to get the other experienced people out. So when we're actually at the end, you go against people I have no idea what the hell they're doing.
Right.
And so I don't understand the strategy there. But I've been complaining about that for years where they're like, let's keep the vets around. It's like, that's stupid because you're actually making it harder for you to
for
win.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing though, is if you're a vet and you go against that grain, you saw it in this one, Big T almost got thrown in because they just don't know where she's at. They just don't understand that she has to be brave.
You have to be brave. I need to get it. I should have brought more wigs. Hide myself.
I will say my favorite rookie at this point is Emmy because she is equal parts adorable and horrifying.
Yes.
Like her accent somehow makes her just completely like, I'm afraid of her, but I also think that she's really cute.
She is like a Bond villain brought to life. But also like a Bond girl almost, because it's like you don't know which side she's on, and just like in the sense of like you don't know which side she's on, can't trust her, but you like I think Ed's my favorite because I like how he does not give a crap.
No, he doesn't.
He's care. Like, I'm smarter than everybody here.
Yeah,
he's strong. He's obviously strong. He's like, just keep throwing me in. Like he literally doesn't care if he gets thrown in. He just happened to win today.
So I think he's just happy to be there.
Yeah, he's just a happy.
I like him too. Yeah, I like him too.
He's going to be a TJ favorite.
Oh yeah, definitely,
for sure.
Definitely. He's like, I feel like, because he's kind of a little dude. I feel like he's like if Derek was nice, was like
he's
friendly.
If Derek was smart.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
No offense to Derek. Derek was a great competitor, but this guy is like a different level of intelligence.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited for next week. Let me tell you why. Did you watch the preview? I
did watch the preview.
Josh loses his mind.
Josh loses it. I was cracking up. Finally.
We're only 4 weeks in.
Yeah, right. It took too long.
4 out of 400.
I can't wait for what sandwich caused this to happen.
I said, as soon as I saw it, and he's screaming at somebody, I said, he's either screaming at Devin or CT.
Yeah. He's just like, who puts mustard on a BLT? It has to be mayonnaise.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with that.
I don't disagree with him, but that's what he would lose his mind.
I have a problem. So here's a problem that I have. I ordered takeout tonight. This is tangent, obviously.
That's okay.
I ordered a takeout tonight. I got a wrap. I got a chicken bacon wrap. Okay. If you get it as is, it's a honey mustard, and they put the honey mustard in the wrap, and I don't like honey mustard. So I said, can I get ranch? And I would like the ranch in the wrap because last time they put the ranch on the side, and the person taking the order said they won't do that. And I just literally laughed.
Can we name this place or?
Yeah, it was Timber Creek Tap and Table.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a problem naming them.
They won't do that.
They won't do that.
That's hilarious. Like, just they as
It's
a
not
company,
like
or
I didn't.
they
It's
as,
not
like,
like I didn't ask for. It's not like I ordered a chicken bacon wrap, but I don't want chicken and bacon, and instead I want like steak and poutine or some shit. I just want. The condiments
substitute
different.
saucing.
Yeah,
The saucing is different.
like
That's
no,
amazing.
they won't do that. They'll only put it on the side. I said, what?
That's not how you do. It's such an easy one. It's so.
It's not like I'm asking for an egg when there's a special.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It's not
nice.
It's not that.
No,
It's not.
It isn't
level.
that. You only have so much eggs. They're going to give you the ranch one way or the other.
Right.
Might as well just throw it in there.
I feel like it's easier to just put it on the wrap. That's one less step.
Yeah, and it also saves containers.
Exactly. Hey, you know,
they won't do it.
They won't.
Ranch.
They won't.
No ranch inside.
Nope.
If you go,
because you haven't put the ranch inside.
Do you go there to eat? Like, do you go there to sit down and eat?
No, very rarely. But
I was
we
like, if you did, you should ask if you
once a
sat
month.
down. Yeah, if you sat down
Or once a week.
there,
I mean, yeah.
If you sat down there and said, "Can I have it?" I wonder if it'd be different.
No, they won't do that.
They won't do that.
They just won't do that.
They won't do that. And I'd be like, they meaning what?
Yeah. Who? The prep cook?
The guy literally does not care what he's doing. He's just gonna do it.
He's in there. He's probably on parole anyway. Not that matters. I'm just saying.
No, it's just like he doesn't care.
No.
They just didn't want to put it in the system. There probably is like a thing that
You have to make a
would have
note.
been like, yeah, that's it.
Ranch on wrap.
Yeah. Ranch in wrap.
Ranch in
You don't
wrap.
want it on the wrap. That'd be weird.
Well, that's what you end up having because you have to dunk it.
You have to dunk it, yeah.
If you want the ranch.
I'm not a big wrap guy personally. But just put it in.
The only reason I get the wrap is because they've taken every other thing that I like off their menu.
Well, that's no good. It's like Taco Bell's taking like everything I liked off the menu.
They still make tacos.
They do still make tacos, but I miss my grilled stuffed burrito. I will say that.